You killed my mama, bro! You killed my mama! I hate you, bro!
June 15th, 2024, 2:21 a.m. A row house on Chicago's South Side explodes into flames. A 54-year-old woman is trapped on the second floor, screaming from her bedroom window. Below, neighbors are scrambling, throwing mattresses onto the pavement, begging her to jump. The smoke is thick. The heat is unbearable. And somewhere in that chaos, a 12-year-old girl climbs out of a bathroom window and leaps through the fire. She lands hard. Burns cover her skin. But she's alive. Her grandmother isn't. The woman's name was Charquandra Walker. And if you had met her just days before, you would have thought she had it all figured out. She loved to bedazzle things. Prayer candles covered in rhinestones. Crocs with glitter. Adidas sneakers dripping in sparkle. She decorated her home for every holiday. Christmas, Easter, 4th of July. Her friends called her the Adidas Queen. She sang in the church choir at New Hope Lutheran. And just weeks before her death, after a prayer breakfast in May, she told her neighbor Lily Love that she felt like a brand new person. She was finally at peace. And then someone set her house on fire. But here's where it gets twisted. The man who killed her? He wasn't even after her. He was after her daughter, Charquandra. And the whole thing started 24 hours earlier with a breakup at a motel. This wasn't a random fire. It was revenge. And it started with a breakup at a motel. If someone you loved ended a toxic relationship to protect themselves, would you blame them for what happened next? Drop your answer below. If you think people who use violence to punish their exes deserve the full weight of the law, hit that like button. Because this story is about to get a whole lot worse. Welcome to True Crime Footprint, where we unveil the darkest mysteries and the most terrifying true crime tales. Kindly hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss any of our new stories. Your support keeps these stories alive. Rewind 24 hours. Friday, June 14th. Charquandra Walker, known to everyone as Suggy, is staying at a motel with her boyfriend, 37-year-old Cordale Nichols. They've been together for a while, but things aren't good. That night, they get into an argument over the motel bill. It's not really about the money. It's about control. It's about power. And Charquandra is exhausted. She ends it. Right there, she tells him to leave. She packs her things and goes home to her mother's house on Green Street, the safest place she knows. But Cordale doesn't accept it. Throughout the day, he calls her. Again and again and again, Facebook voice calls, video calls. He's not asking her to come back. He's threatening her. I'm gonna burn up wherever you at. That's what he says, word for word. And then he asks the question that seals everything. Are you still at the motel? She tells him no. She's home. With her mom. With her daughter. That's when he changes his plan. Later that night, Charquandra tries to fix things. She reaches out to him. She wants to make up. If you've ever been in an abusive relationship, you know this moment. You think if you just smooth it over, the danger will pass. You think you can control it. But Cordale is already past talking. He's already moving. He's buying gasoline. He's finding a bottle. He's swiping his Venture card on the red line, heading south toward Bridgeport. By midnight, Charquandra thinks she's safe. Her mom is upstairs. Her daughter is asleep. The door is locked, but Cordale is already on his way. How many times have you ignored the red flags because you wanted to believe someone could change? Be honest. Drop your answer in the comments. If you've ever left a toxic relationship, or you know someone who's trying to, share this video. Right now, the warning signs we're about to show you could save a life. And if you won't share it, go ahead and comment below why staying silent feels safer. I'll wait. 2:18 a.m. surveillance cameras catch a man standing on the sidewalk outside 3100 South Green Street. He's holding a 7-Up bottle. There's a rag stuffed in the top. He lights it. The flame flickers, and then he throws it through the living room window. The bottle shatters. Gasoline sprays across the furniture, the carpet, the walls. Within seconds, the entire first floor is burning. The fire moves faster than you'd think. The living room flashes over. That means every surface in the room ignites at once. The heat melts the paint off the walls. And the smoke? It rises. Straight up the staircase. Straight into the bedrooms. Upstairs, Charquandra wakes up choking. Her 12-year-old granddaughter, Bubbles, is screaming. The hallway is black with smoke. They can't get to the stairs. The fire is already there. Outside, neighbors hear the commotion. Jack Anders, Nova Miles, and Jason Owens don't hesitate. They're teenagers, and they run toward the flames. They kick in the front door. The smoke hits them like a wall. They can barely see. They can barely breathe. But they push through. They make it to the back of the house, where they find Bubbles in the bathroom, trapped by the window. They yell at her to jump. Other neighbors hear them and start throwing mattresses underneath the window. Bubbles climbs onto the sill. She's terrified. The fire is roaring behind her. But she jumps. She lands hard. Her skin is burned. But she's alive. Charnette doesn't make it out. Neighbors can hear her from the front bedroom window. She's calling for help. They're screaming at her to jump. The mattresses are ready. But Charnette can't. She recently had knee surgery. She's waiting for a full replacement. She's in pain. She's scared. And she can't make the jump. Her final words? Save my grandbaby. She stays in that room. She makes sure the rescuers get to her granddaughter first. And by the time the fire department arrives 4 minutes later, it's too late. Charquandra Walker is gone. Here's what makes this worse. Charnette wasn't just someone who died in a fire. She was the person everyone went to. She sang in the church choir at New Hope Lutheran. She decorated her home for every holiday. She bedazzled shoes for her friends with rhinestones and glitter. Just weeks before, after a prayer breakfast, she told her neighbor Lily Love that she felt like a brand new person. She was finally at peace. She was happy. And then this. If you were stuck in a burning building and had to choose between saving yourself or making sure your family got out first, what would you do? Be honest in the comments. If this story is hitting you hard, hit that like button. Not for me. For Charnette. Because her family deserves to know people care. And if you think this kind of violence should be talked about more, share this video. Let's make sure her name doesn't just disappear into a police report.
First off, let's get something straight. I just lost my mama and I almost lost my daughter. I lost everything. Memories, clothes, shoes, everything. I lost everything. So, while y'all getting up on this motherfucker saying that I need to find a job, I've been applying for jobs. While y'all saying I need to work hard, get off my ass, I work hard every day. I do live in this motherfucker. I'm not broke. I'm homeless. I'm not broke. I'm homeless. I'm fucked up. I'm not lazy. I get up and go get it. I'm not asking for a handout. I'm asking for some help. The same help them immigrants getting I wanted to. I lost everything. My shit went viral. Why the fuck am I homeless, still homeless, after almost going on 3 months since I lost everything, including my mama and almost my 12-year-old daughter, due to the fact I ain't want to be with a man no more. I broke up with his ass, I ain't want to be with him no more. Y'all ass thick as hell on this motherfucker. I'm homeless, not broke. I got ambition, I got hustle. I just need help. What's wrong with asking for some help? What's wrong with needing some fucking help? The same help them immigrants getting I wanted to.
Less than an hour after the fire, Chicago PD picks up Cordale Nichols in the 2900 block of South Halstead. Less than a mile from the scene. He reeks of gasoline. Officers can smell it on his clothes, his hands, his skin. They find clothing discarded near the row house that matches what he was wearing earlier that night. And then there's the Venture card. The Venture card is everything. It's a transit pass used on Chicago's buses and trains. And Nichols' card was swiped multiple times that night. Red line. Heading south. Straight toward Bridgeport. The timestamps line up perfectly. The CTA surveillance footage shows him getting off the train just minutes before the fire. And then there's the private security camera footage. It captures him lighting the bottle. Throwing it. Running. Charquandra identifies him. She knows his walk. His build. His mannerisms. She'd been on the phone with him hours earlier, listening to his threats. And now she's watching him on video, murdering her mother. The case is airtight. On June 17th, Cordale Nichols is charged with first-degree murder, attempted first-degree murder, and aggravated arson. He also violated his annual gun offender registration, which means he was already a known threat to law enforcement. The judge denies bail. Nichols sits in Cook County Jail, awaiting trial. But the damage is done. Charquandra is at Stroger Hospital, sitting beside her daughter. Bubbles is being treated for serious burns. She'll survive, but the scars, physical and emotional, will take years to heal. And Charquandra? She's drowning in guilt.
I just got tired and broke up with him. Like, I ain't want to be with him no more.
I ain't want to carry that burden no more on me. I want to come back home to my mom and my daughter, and he going to do this to me.
I just got tired and broke up with him, she tells reporters. I wanted to come back home with my mom and daughter, and he did this to me. In the days following Charnette's death, the steps of her Green Street row house become a memorial. But it's not just flowers and candles. The neighbors bedazzle everything. Prayer candles covered in rhinestones, stuffed animals with glitter. Her best friend, Diane Hughes, shows up wearing a pair of blinged-out Crocs that Charnette had decorated for her. The memorial is a reflection of who Charnette was. Sparkle, shine, love. Do you think Charquandra should feel guilty? Or is Cordale the one who deserves 100% of the blame? Drop your take below. I'm reading every single one. If you still haven't subscribed, I need to know why. Go to the comments and tell me. Are these stories too heavy? Not enough action? Or do you just not care about real-life crime? I'm genuinely curious. Let's talk. Cordale Nichols sits in Cook County Jail. No bail. No release. The evidence against him is overwhelming. But justice won't bring Charnette back. It won't heal the burns on her granddaughter's skin. And it won't erase the image of a woman trapped in a window, too scared to jump, choosing to save a child over herself. This wasn't just a murder. It was the destruction of a sanctuary. In many communities, the grandmother's home is the place you go when everything falls apart. It's where you run when you're scared, when you're broke, when you need safety. Cordale Nichols didn't just kill Charquandra Walker. He destroyed the one place Charquandra thought she could escape to. He sent a message. Nowhere is safe. Not even your mother's house. And there are bigger failures here too. Despite hours of threats recorded on Facebook, there was no real-time intervention. Charquandra was left to manage the danger herself. The CHA row houses, built in the mid-20th century, don't have sprinklers. For someone like Charnette, who had mobility issues, the second floor was a trap. And the CTA? The same transit system that helps people get to work also helped a predator stalk his victim. As of December 2024, Charquandra and Bubbles are still recovering. Physically, emotionally, the grief is overwhelming. But they're leaning on Charnette's legacy. The love she left behind. The sparkle. The joy. The faith. Charnette's last words weren't about herself. They were about her granddaughter. And maybe that's the lesson here. When everything is burning, love doesn't run. It stays. Even when it hurts. To the Walker family, your mother, grandmother, and friend will never be forgotten. Her sparkle lives on. If you believe that people like Cordale Nichols, who use fire and fear to control others, deserve to be exposed, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. I'm bringing you stories like this every day, every week. And if you think this could happen to someone you know, share this video. Right now, it might be the wake-up call they need. What's your take? Was Charquandra right to leave? Should the CTA have flagged his movements? Comment below. I'm reading every single one. And if this video made you feel something, hit that like button. Let's make sure Charnette's story reaches the people who need to hear it. To everyone who made it to the end, thank you for watching, for your attention, and for joining us on this journey of reflection. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and above all, stay safe. See you on our next video.